All right, now we get into Biden. What's going on with him these days? I told you I've been hearing these crazy rumors. I hear all this stuff about how Joe Biden is, taking some kind of regimen to get him up and ready to do these events, that the guy is he's so tired. He's just so fatigued. He's almost 80. We're going to be electing an almost 80-year-old president. If it wasn't for the Trump derangement syndrome of the libs, they would all say this is absurd. The whole thing is absurd. And that's why it's almost getting boring, although I feel like we can't stop doing it, but it's just become expected that he's going to say things now like this. Play 24.
But they should be. It's estimated that 200 million people have died, probably by the time I finish this talk. But the complications of COVID-19, like lung scarring and heart damage, could become the next deniable pre-existing condition for over 6 million Americans.
200 million Americans will die from COVID by the time he finishes his speech, he says. Now, that's the kind of thing where if you said that and you had any grasp on what the real numbers are and you were really with it, you would immediately correct yourself. Did you hear him immediately correct himself? So 2 out of 3 Americans could be dead of COVID by the time he finished his speech. The good news for all of us, I can tell you, is that he turned out to be wrong on that one. Every day now, another thing that he says where he seems a little bit out of it. Every day now, another Biden moment that the media has to be the cleanup crew for him. And they're completely willing to do it. They're not going to stop. They're not going to slow this down at all. In fact, AOC is out there leading the charge for everyone, telling them on the left, look, this is do or die for Democrats. So you got to make sure Trump doesn't win so that our democracy can live another day. Play 12.
I understand why people say, I don't vote, what's the point? I really empathize with it. I'm not here to dismiss you. I'm not here to poo-poo you. I'm not here to say you're wrong or that you're a bad person. What I'm here to say is that this year, this election, voting for Joe Biden is not about whether you agree with him. It's a vote to let our democracy live another day. That's what this is about. We need to act in solidarity and protection for the most vulnerable people in our society who have already experienced the violent repercussions of this administration.
Why is it in solidarity to live another day? What exactly about Trump is destroying democracy? They say this stuff. I'm actually curious. Like, I want to know. Because if somebody offered me money to come up, I mean, I could make some guesses, but how is the sitting president who won a democratically run election in 2016, free and fair democratic election then, winning another free and fair democratic election in 2020, a threat to democracy? Do they even have a pretend answer for any of this? Do they want to offer up anything at all? Or are they just going to say it? They just say this stuff, and we're all supposed to go along with it. It's madness, friends. Utterly madness. But no surprise there. And remember, they're not planning to accept the results of this election either. So while they're telling us about how a Trump victory would undermine our democracy, they're actively planning to undermine our democracy in the event of a Trump victory. And, you see this, there's a pattern here, right? The same way that they will say it's undermining our norms if Trump fills this Supreme Court vacancy. And if Trump fills this Supreme Court vacancy, we will undermine norms as their threat, right? We'll pack the court. We'll do this stuff. And they're even still pretending that Stacey Abrams, the make-believe governor of Georgia, actually won her election. Here's Kamala Harris. Play 14.
People have to also sit back. Black folks in particular have to sit back and ask a question, which is why are so many people trying to make it so difficult for us to vote? Putting in place rules like what they've done in Georgia, because otherwise Stacey Abrams will be Governor Stacey Abrams, right?
That's one of their favorite things about the Stacey Abrams situation. They appeal to the base by telling this make-believe story that Stacey Abrams actually won an election that she lost. But they won't relent on this. They won't give it up. They won't stop pretending that Stacey Abrams won, because they view this as a data point in their overall theory that Donald Trump is going to cheat in this election. And if he wins, they're going to say that he cheated. That's what's going to happen, folks. That's the plan. Trust me, I'm seeing it right now. They will not accept it on election night. They will not accept a Trump win, no matter what they have to say or do. What's that going to do to the country? I wish I could even tell you. Just keep your shields high, friends. It's gonna get spicy out there.
Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.